Is the phone going to focus? So where are we today? Where are we today? In the world of Zambo television. Now, it's December, 5th of December. -2 degrees Celsius. And I'm back in my warehouse, bashing steel. I need to fill in these 2 holes, and I need to get this side door repaired and put back on the van, because the goal is to get that out the door. So how did I get on with it? Right, replacement door skin. You can only buy these for European models, so the way the door opens and closes is different from UK. And I bought this thing as well. That's a below here. That's the panel that goes behind that. So who did we get these from? Central panels. Returns not accepted if label removed. I wonder if they'd take it back with that big hole cut in the side of it. So I bought that. That goes behind the skin, then the door skin here. So, and the story is, you can only buy these for the Europeans. We drive in the right, they drive in the left, is that right? Or do they drive in the left, we drive in the right? I can't remember. The amount of fabrication I would have to do to that panel. If you notice, there's a curvy bit here, and that used to be straight there, so I started chopping that up to try to replicate that side onto this side. Then I thought that's going to be some amount of hassle, because this thing here is where the pulley mechanism, which is lying about someplace, for the door bolts onto. And if we look at this on the original one, it's on the opposite side. Does that make sense? Right, so the hinge for the door in Europe would be on that side, because the door would be the opposite, that side of the van. Would that be right? Would it? Yeah, I think the door would be on that side of the van if it was in Europe, but because we're in the UK, the door's on the other side of the van, so all these shapes are wrong. So you can see that goes curvy there, and this one goes curvy in here. You can see that goes straight up there. You can see that goes straight up there. So I decided to bounce this repair panel and try fixing the door skin. I've went across that. Now I can't, my welding's terrible. I can't do continuous seams, but what I tend to do is just do, like if we're starting here, a dot there, 6 inches along, 6 inches along, 6 inches along, da-da-da-da-da. Then I go back and do the next one. It gives the metal time to cool down and stops it distorting. And inside the door, I don't think it'd be too much of a problem, but on body panels it's an absolute nightmare, so welding, it's something I'm not very good at, but I enjoy doing it because it forces me to take my time. Right, so that section's been done. Let's get this out. I've not actually looked how far up it goes yet, but I would imagine the whole thing's whacked. Get a better look in there. That's still bolted on. So I'm going to have to continue along, do all that crap, and the same at the other end. Didn't look as if it was going to be much work, but as ever, it's not until you get the angle grinder out, start chopping stuff up, you start seeing the amount of stuff you've got to fix. So, middle of December, -2 degrees, I'm back in the workshop, bashing steel. I'd been quite busy at work the past couple of months. December doesn't actually look that busy, which concerns me a bit, because this is a month you need money, isn't it? Christmas presents and all that type of Christmas presents and all that type of stuff. So, if, now here's the other thing about the gig economy. I can wake up on a Monday and go, oh dear, there's no work on this week. How am I going to survive? Then by the end of the week, I've end up working 4 or 5 days. So I know I'm working on Thursday. I could come back down tomorrow and maybe start chasing this up here. I've got 2 of these doors and this one was by far the better condition. So, yeah. So what I'll do tomorrow when I come back in is put a tack in there, a tack in here, and go all the way along, just filling any spaces that I've missed. I actually used a cut and shut method in this. I could find the old piece of steel. So that's what came off it. Would that have cleaned up? I don't know. I'm keen to get the van out the door, but I'm also keen to do the repairs as well as I can possibly do them so that I don't have to do the repairs again. Does that make sense? So what I did was put the new section of steel into roughly the right shape, held it on with clamps, and put a tack, one there, maybe 6 inches along, another 6 inches along, da-da-da-da-da. Then I took the angle grinder. This is the wrong angle grinder, this is a grinding disc and not a cutting disc. Went in about a 45-degree angle, slide strap with that old piece of metal stuck in the back of it, pushed it down with a clamp, then tacked it so that that section's flush. So I did the same thing all the way along it, put a tack in, angle grinder, cut it at the back. And basically what happens is, once you've tacked that in and taken the cutting disc along the back of it, by the time you've welded it all up, that thing popped right out. Hey, that's quite good news, isn't it? It's a technique I've seen a guy called Fitzy from Fitzy Fabrications, a Canadian guy, and another Canadian guy called Bad Chad. They do it all the time. It's the biggest one I've ever done. It's kind of worked okay. So, quick update. Shit, there we go. Oh, there's one of the things that I was telling you about. I don't think it's this one, but that bolt's on behind there, and that's what the door opens and closes with. And as you can see, it's the wrong side on the upholstery panel. Right, so I'm away home for a heat. Fingers crossed we get this put back together. I'm not putting time deadlines on anything. When you want to do something not even properly, I want to do it to the best of my abilities. There's other guys who would be amazing at this and would have smashed in a very, very short space of time, but I'm not one of the guys. As I've said before, I'm an amateur, as you can tell by the dodgy welding. Right, so thanks for watching another riveting episode of old Zambo TV. As ever, so until you get the angle grinder out, you start assessing just how badly whacked everything is, you know. But that's a good start, isn't it? That's what, a metre, new steel at the bottom. Chase it up there, along that end. I'll probably have to cut this off a bit more, but I can remember when I did the T1N videos before, I always went on about not overloading myself, so I'm sure behind this there's going to be a world of pain. Why worry about it? Get these sections done, get that repaired up, get repaired down that side. Then I can pop that off and have a look at it. Right. Good to have a bit of oil under my fingernails again. Bashing steel's very primordial, it's caveman stuff, it's fantastic fun to deal with. Can you define this as being fun, being in a freezing cold workshop in Scotland in December? Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching another riveting episode of the Dog Television, and hopefully we can see some major progress in this week. Alright? Right. Bye.